been second and third. Danny Jansen with a base hit into left field. Chapman around third on his way to the plate and in there safely. And Danny Jansen with a huge night tonight as the Blue Jays walk it off. What a night for Jansen and Buck. Did they ever need that win here tonight?
Absolutely. Their seventh extra inning win. Danny drives in 4 runs with a big home run in the seventh, so you make it a 1-run game, and then wins it with an RBI single to drive home the winning run here in the bottom of the 11th. And boy, oh boy, it seems like it's been a week since they've won, but they snapped that 3-game losing streak and get back on the winning track. Jano jumps on that first pitch he sees, and Ian Happ's throw to the plate, not in time. Chapman slides across with the winning run, and boy, oh boy, everybody in that Blue Jays dugout can take a deep breath now and let out a sigh, because that was a tough win and a well-fought game. Mark Leiter throws a first pitch breaking ball that Danny hammers into left field, and then he'll take a peek at home plate to see if Chapman can score, and now the celebration is on.
Hazel May is down on the field with guess who? Danny Jansen.
What a night for catcher Danny Jansen. Danny, this is game 127 of 162. Certainly not a must win, but how badly did this team need this one?
Yeah, you know, we're all fighting, pulling for each other, and we're taking it one game at a time. So, you know, we've done this before, and we're just going one pitch, one at bat, fighting for each other, and here we are.
A home run Thursday in Boston, a 3-run home run tonight that really sparked tonight's comeback victory. You told me you've been hitting the ball hard right at people, but you made slight adjustments going into that Red Sox series. Can you share with us what was working for you? Okay, one moment. You know you're special when you get double bubble with the ice bath. What kind of adjustment did you make that you thought really helped you?
Yeah, nothing really major. You know, I feel like I've been swinging it pretty well and competing. So, you know, I'm just trying to look for something, you know, that I can handle. And I opened up a little bit in my stance, and I feel like it gives me a little bit of time. So I'm just looking to build off that.
Tight defense tonight. The defense was outstanding. You've got a really unique vantage point behind the plate to watch the plays unfold. What did you think of the way Matt Chapman and particularly Bo Bichette played defense tonight?
It was incredible. It was, you know, the reason that we were in this game still, and the defense was great. You know, Springer made a diving catch. Chapman was getting balls all night, and Bo made that great play, made a couple. And Bullpen did a great job coming in and keeping it the game in line for us. So it was awesome.
You were awesome. You did a great job. Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow. Danny Jansen, thank you.
Thank you.
The 3-run homer in the 7th to get him back in it. And the game-winning RBI single in the bottom of the 11th to finish it. What a night for Danny Jansen, and what a much-needed victory for the Blue Jays as they come back to beat the Cubs 5-4 in the opening game of the series. Time now for Sportsnet Central. Let's send you to Martine and Carly. Time now for Sportsnet Central. Let's send you to Martine and Carly.
Hey, this is Sportsnet Central. We have Blue Jays post-game coverage coming your way. Also happening right now on Sportsnet 1 and streaming on Sportsnet Now. It is the Yankees and Angels. We will join that game in progress after this edition of Sportsnet Central. Of course, those very Angels who swept the Blue Jays over the weekend. Hey, everybody. Welcome inside our Sportsnet Central studios. Martine Geyer alongside Carly Agro. Hey, maybe the Blue Jays just needed to break out those red uniforms or the voodoo rally cap thing a few days ago.
Yes, that would have been nice. I don't know. We heard Hazel explain that it was Santiago Espinal's idea to get that rally cap going, the shaking of the cap, a college idea at that. But hey, look, it worked for Danny Jansen, not once, but maybe even twice in this ball game. So the Blue Jays, of course, now trying to take advantage of maybe the softer spot in their schedule, right? Well, they needed some extras to do it, but they got it done. So for more on the ball game, let's send it over to Jamie, Joe, and Caleb. Gentlemen?
Carly, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I can't hear a word you're saying because over the course of the weekend, it was very quiet during the post-game reports, and suddenly half the crowd is here on a Monday night, and they're whooping and hollering, and with good reason, because it was an ugly victory, gentlemen, but it still counts as a victory, so they'll take it. Let's go over the hero of this ball game. Danny Jansen has 2 home runs in the month of August. One of them broke a 4-4 tie in Boston. You may recall that one. Timely night for him here at the ballpark, Joe.
Timely night for Danny and timely home run for him and his team because they could not get to the starter in this ball game for the Cubs. So Danny scuffled with the breaking balls this year. He got 5 straight breaking balls from the right-hander, and he's all over this one. Misses kind of down, middle in. That's a pretty good slot for him to get a piece of that. And it was such a big home run for this team because you saw the celebration in the dugout. They were just so shy for that big hit to get things going. Kevin Biggio starts to add on right here, and then Chapman. And when you see this coming along, it's like, okay, do they have something going on? Because we just haven't seen this offense. But then the game winner too. What is it? A breaking ball. So my question to Danny is, he's sitting breaking ball right there. He saw a ton of breaking pitches in this game. I'm wondering if he was sitting on it, whether he was or not, Caleb. He got the job done.
Yeah, he did, and he was clutch behind the plate as well, blocking a couple really nice pitches in the dirt. But look, when it comes down to getting the big hit, that guy's seen a ton of pitches back there. He knows Brian O'Nora's strike zone, but I think he was sitting on it because of the way he approached it. It wasn't an out in front. He's a really good kind of cripple mistake breaking ball hitter, and it was almost like when he made that swing in the 3-run homer, it kind of took the monkey off the offense's back, sort of say. You could just tell by their excitement, the way that the guys erupted in the dugout, that they were ready for that to happen. They even had the little hat shake in. I mean, goodness, if I was the Blue Jays, I'd be bringing that hat shake out about every other inning, see if that has a little magic in it.
This feels like that victory on Thursday, a victory that maybe they didn't necessarily deserve, given that there were opportunities for the Red Sox in the 8th and 9th inning, and Javier Assad was spectacular over 5 innings for Chicago, but the Blue Jays still pull off a victory before they exit the building. Let's hear what Dan Shulman and Buck Martinez have to say.
Well, a lot going on, a lot to dissect in this game. Where do you want to start? You want to start with all the great defense, with Danny Jansen, Jimmy Garcia, 2 great innings in relief, a lot of things.
A little bit of everything, and I think this is what the manager's been looking for, is a better focus on defense first and foremost, and that certainly was reflected in the way the pitchers pitched all night long, and Jimmy Garcia has been terrific. Jordan Romano gave him a very good inning once again, and then Garcia with 2 good innings, he picks up the win. But Danny Jansen, you know, he's had kind of a disappointing season because he's been on the IL extended period of time, but boy, he's had 2 big home runs recently and a big game-winning hit tonight.
Well, and you like to see also, Buck, they were down 4-0. They had lost 3 in a row. The offense wasn't clicking. You like to see the fight they showed in the late innings to get back into it tied and eventually win.
Yeah, I thought the biggest thing tonight was how consistent they were on defense. I mean, they had a lot of opportunities, and you know what, the shifting too, I think the shifting has to be kind of ironed out because there were a lot of balls that just got through the infield, and I think they overshifted a little bit too much, but boy, the defense was good. Couple of outfield assists, Tapia and Jackie Bradley Jr., and Bo and Matt on the left side of the infield. They were great all night long.
They needed the win. They got the win as they take the opener of the series 5-4 from the Cubs.
All right, Dan, I'm sure a few people noticed this, but Caleb and Joe certainly did. Very first batter of the game, Nick Madrigal hits a ground ball to Matt Chapman, and he didn't have to, but he threw a bullet to first base as if to say, enough of what we've seen. Let's get it going here, Caleb.
Yeah, Joe and I, we looked at each other and thought that was kind of a statement defensive play there. He could have picked it up and thrown it on the run, but he picked it up and threw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball to first base, and it just set up the entire day. And look, in a series where the Blue Jays really needed to come out and play good defense, they did. Buck alluded to it in the broadcast, 10 straight games with errors. And what we talked about pregame was Can they play a good, clean, solid Major League Baseball game? You're seeing here an outfield assist, a great play by Tapia. They had what I had, 11 above average defensive plays. There's another one by George Springer. I mean, they were fantastic. They didn't beat themselves. And we talk about the margin of error being so small in the Major League game. Well, if they don't make those defensive plays, who knows what happens? They kept their team in it and allowed the offense to come back and score a run later in the game.
This one saved the game right here.
Well, it sure did, especially when you get into extra innings. If you can hold that team down, you feel pretty good about starting with a runner on second base and scoring a run. But you can't just flick a switch and say, okay, guys, let's start playing better. But I think there was a bit of a wake-up call this weekend, no question. And I think part of that came from the manager in some of his post-game comments. And I love that because he didn't bury any players. He didn't call them out publicly. But I think everyone got the message. We got it by watching John Schneider at the podium post-game on Sunday. I think his players got the message, but it's up to the players to take it upon themselves to be better. And they were better today in this ballgame.
It was by no means thorough. It was by no means convincing, but it was like a home run that just barely gets over the wall. It counts the same as a 500 level blast. So Blue Jays earn a victory, and they'll look ahead tomorrow night as Kevin Gausman goes up against Marcus Stroman. Won't that be fun? Blue Jays Central, 6:30 Eastern Time, 3:30 Pacific.